Let's talk Apple. At the top of the hour, I suggested that Apple is just playing catch-up with Amazon and Google with that new HomePod speaker. Catch-up, no longer the innovator-in-chief. Joining us now is Loup Ventures managing partner Gene Munster. All right, Gene, I've come out fairly strongly and said that Apple, the great innovator, has lost its shine. What say you?
I think they're always playing catch-up, but that's what they did with the iPod, that's what they did with the iPhone. It's no different here with this speaker. They're about 2 years late, but what they're doing is really distinct around the music piece. And I heard them yesterday at WWDC, and these will blow your socks off. And so I think, yes, they're playing catch-up, but that's what Apple typically does. I'd also point out that this market hasn't even started. We're talking about 10 million total units around this connected home market, and when something's mainstream, it's 500 million units, and so we have a long way to go. So yes, they're late, but yet we have a long way to go before this is mainstream.
So my criticism was overblown, basically.
I think so.
Yes.
I think that this is kind of Apple's, this is their game plan. They kind of sit back and watch people progress, and then they take that special angle. And again, I think their angle here today is around the music piece, but don't be mistaken. This product is not about music. This is about a digital assistant. This is a new way that we're going to interact with these devices. And if I can quickly outline what that means is that we're going to interact with machines in a different way. It's not going to be a touch screen. It's going to be our voice or this natural language interface. And that's what this HomePod is all about longer term.
All right, Gene, I've been shot down left, right, and center this morning, and you're just adding to the pile. But that's fine, that's fine. I want to talk about these big-name tech stocks, many of which are yet again hitting all-time highs. Seems like almost every day we say all-time highs for this stock, this tech stock, that tech stock. Is there any suggestion that these stocks are actually in a new tech bubble?
So I think the simple answer is no. A tech bubble would be defined as that there's not anything underlying the increase in the share price to justify that. And in the case of at least the big names that we're most close to, the big tech names, is that they're all fundamentally well positioned for what could be a new shift, a new wave in tech, as dramatic as mobile or the internet was. And so I think that piece of it. Now, I can't speak to a lot of the smaller names and fundamentally what's going on with those. But the big companies, I think that they may have pullbacks, but not to the same levels we saw in 2000.
Well, quick, Gene, tell me, what is this new wave of technology after the internet and mobile? What is this new wave you're talking about?
It's really a combination of two things. On one side, it's how we're going to change how we're going to work, and that's a combination of artificial intelligence and robotics, and that could have a dramatic impact of how we work and how we move around, for example, cars, too. And on the second side, it's augmented reality. And this is going to be the new operating system, and that was a big news yesterday at WWDC as Apple announced ARKit. And so that's going to change how we interact. Eventually, it's going to replace the smartphone. And so think of the smartphone as eventually going away in the next 10 years, and that's the next wave.
I give in. I take it all back, and Apple is still a great innovator. Okay, now, last one for you. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, they've cut their price target on Snap. Morgan's concerned about Snapchat's ability to add users. The stock's at $20 a share. What do you say about Snap, Gene?
I think this is going to be a tough road for them. They got the right idea about being a camera company, and that plays in this whole augmented reality theme. But the unfortunate part is that they're going up against Facebook. And just because Facebook's big doesn't mean that they can win, but they're really replicating a lot of the same features that Snapchat is doing, and they have a much bigger pool, about a 5 times bigger pool that they can try to draw users from. And so I think that the road, at least over the next year, is going to be difficult for Snap.
Last one, real fast. Of all the 5 huge technology companies that have done so well, which one is positioned best for another big run-up in the stock price? What do you think?
It's Tesla. They're about renewable energy. It's not about making a great car. I think this company could be dramatically bigger in the next 5 years.
Gene, come on back soon, please. I don't care if you shoot me down. You know what you're talking about, and I appreciate that.